Hi everybody and welcome to another unit update or business update. They've kind of merged from just about the unit to about a bit of the unit, but more about the business, the stresses. And I treat these very much as just a conversation with a lot of mates, to be honest. So whether or not the stuff we talk about does me and the business detriment, who knows? But I'm going to be honest and open as ever about the challenges we've been facing. We've had people leave, we've had the market tighten up, we've had, you name it, we've had it over the past 6 months. So let's get into it and I'll show you what we've been on with. Okay, so let's get looking at the unit out of the way, because it's got to the stage now where it probably doesn't change a huge amount from last time you saw it. But I'll take you through it anyway, because it might be the first one you've seen of this unit update. So unfortunately, if you've got a unit of this size and this space, and you've also got family members, you'll know that it becomes a bit of a dumping ground for other people's stuff as well. So we've got a trailer here with some sofas on, which is my dad's after he sold his house. But I did clean it up a lot, and we got rid of a lot of the old pallets and stuff that had come from when we were in the shipping containers, my house and everything. So it was looking so clean and tidy. Now it's still looking all right, but it's not too bad. It's worse than it was. So these job bays, I go on about these every single time, but I'm actually going on holiday on Monday, and by the time this comes out, I'll come back. So that's quite depressing. But we've been trying to get as much stuff sorted for the guys whilst I'm away, and that is why we've got pallets everywhere, because there's all sorts of jobs going on over these next 2 weeks. I'm trying to ease my own stress whilst away. So we've got a job there which is going out to Stoke. We've got this one here that's going out up north, I think it's Newcastle-ish area, and this one here that's going to Bradford. And then we've got just loads of little random jobs. That's going to a job in Leeds. That's just literally a new plug to put on it. This one's going out to a job in Wisbech. This was actually for a job in York. There's just loads of stuff. I've still got to do some more tonight after this filming. So yeah, there'll be more and more of this as the night goes on. We've then got another couple of these shelving units. So I'm going to jump over here, but you, depending on how brave Dan's feeling, we come over here. So I've been trying to get a little bit of order to this place. Again, I probably say this every single time. One of the things I found is bringing everything together first is a real superpower. So trying to get everything condensed into one place where then you can start to organize it and start to go, well, that's all my HO7 Flex, let's put that here. That's all of my PV Ultra, I'll put all that here, rather than trying to organize something and then find you've got 4 more reels of something else over there that you've got to try and make space for. So that's what I've been trying to do, but I'm obviously also trying to run a business and do jobs and everything else, so it kind of is very incremental. My dad's knocked up a couple more of these shelving units, which I'm yet to really make full use of, and he says about that every time I see him, but hey ho. And then we've got all of our solar edge kit just here, which I'll talk about all of that in a minute, because there's some quite interesting changes in the business with all of that. And then over here, can you believe that this box is full of just like random little consumer units? So when I first started, I did a lot of subcontracting, and basically just to get the money in, really. So renewables subcontracting, some not renewables subcontracting, and basically every single time we did some subcontracting, there was a job kit that was sent out, and sometimes you used it, sometimes you didn't. They just said, just take it away with you. And I ended up being sort of driving around with all this on the van when I was doing that subcontracting. As soon as I didn't do all of that, they basically just got dumped in the shipping container that we used to have. And so now I filled this full box with some, what's that, ABB, Proteus, Wilex, Luden. There's loads of stuff in there. So I'm going to start looking at that, and if there's any little bits that we can use on jobs, then we will do, and obviously turn that into cash, which is ultimately the aim of a business. So I've been doing a lot of labelling over here, and this is where all of our conduit stuff is. Generation meters, just loads and loads of different stuff over here, and yeah, that's just all a bit of a head masher at the minute, but it's improved a lot since the last video. We've then got over here, we've got all of our panels. So we've moved on to, as time goes on, these Perlite 435s, and these are the continued progression of the 415s, which are over there. I think it's maybe even 400s, the ones I've got in my house. 400s, which I don't have any here. 415s, which we got a pallet for, which then the customer decided they didn't want to go ahead, which was interesting and good. So I've got a full pallet of 415s there. And then we've just got this delivered, another full pallet of 435s, and then pretty much another full pallet of 435s here. But the interesting thing is these panels are bifacial. You can see we've got the solar cells that you can see there, but then you can see we've got them there as well. So that means that light can come through that side, bounce off the roof surface and hit this side. Now, I wouldn't say bifacial is a scam, because it isn't, but this would work a lot better if you had white roofs like they have in Europe, you know, in some of the hot countries to reflect the sun. So how much they actually work on tiled roofs, I'm not too sure. I think it's just the natural progression of panels. They've just gone down that road, but yeah, I mean, even a couple of percent over a year is probably decent and worth having, as panel prices are getting cheaper and cheaper. Those are our latest panels, 30-year warranty on each, 30-year warranty on performance and 30-year warranty on the actual panel itself. And you can see the older ones have this white back sheet. They don't capture any sunlight coming from the back side of them. So that's the change there. But really nice panels, quite compact, 435 watts, pretty good. What I think we'll do is we'll go over to that far corner and we'll have a little chat about some of the changes that we are making. And we've actually been filming with Dan today some new reels and things explaining a bit of this, because the market has changed quite a bit. I was going to be quite brave and see if I could get up on here. I'm so glad that went well for this video. So yeah, the market has changed massively recently. Beforehand, the people that have been brutal, again, whether or not this does me detriment or not, I don't know, but beforehand, people that wanted solar usually had the money to buy a pretty premium system, and that is SolarEdge. That's not buying a system that is overpriced, that is buying premium kit. SolarEdge is premium kit, and I love the SolarEdge equipment. It's the best solar PV system out there, without a doubt. What we found now is that a lot more people are entering the solar market as customers. So there's a lot more people wanting solar because they're obviously seeing the pinch with their electricity bills, and solar prices have been starting to come down, which ultimately means it's accessible for more people. And so as a company, we specialize in the more higher end pieces of equipment. And whilst that pretty much has just been SolarEdge on pretty much all of our offerings, we've had to make a decision that we offer another option as well, which we've gone for the British manufacturer, the Meinergy Libby. We have also got the Alpha as well, so we haven't gone completely away from Alpha. So we've got a couple of options now that we offer. And we're doing a different way on the pricing. We tend to do a standard and an advanced option now, where a customer can choose the standard option, which is the industry standard, like the Libbies or the Alphas, or the Powerwall's probably more of a premium offering, but some of the higher end middle ground options. So not your pylon techs with random inverter or some of these other systems that are really, really cheap, because in my experience, you do get what you pay for. So we don't want to drop our standards on the type of equipment that we fit, but we want to offer an alternative to the premium SolarEdge. So if I can, I always still sell SolarEdge because I really, really do believe in it. I think it's ahead of its time. But I'm also a businessman with people that depend on me for the wages. And so that means that we've got to look at other options. And being a small company, we can flex, we can move, we can change. And that's what we have done. And we've moved over to another brand as well, which is good. So we're excited for the Powerwall 3 coming out as well. That looks like a really good offering, and looking forward to that coming out and getting our first one under our belt. And Meinergy have been offering, for every 2 modules that you buy, giving you a third for free. So instead of passing that on to customers as a free battery, we've actually bought a lot of kits and then passed that down to the 10 kilowatt hour system. So the 5 kilowatt hour modules, we've passed that saving down to the 10 kilowatt hour kit so that a customer doesn't have to buy a fully priced 10 kilowatt hour kit. They can buy a discounted 10 kilowatt hour kit and we keep the module, and that goes into the next system. So that just means the 10 kilowatt hour kits, which usually are the best sized systems for a property, most domestic properties, are now more accessible for our customers whilst we get another battery to put into the next job. So that's what we've done with that. So yeah, I'll get off this battery now, hopefully as successfully as I got on it. Oh, yes. So yeah, that's a bit of a rundown down here. I don't think anything else has changed down here. The room in here has not changed, I'll show you. But the wife is nearly back from maternity leave, which means that I'm getting it in my ear now about this place down here. And we've had more and more people want to come and see us and chat about their system, which is fantastic. But at the minute, we haven't got a really nice space. We've had to take them up into the office, which is all right, but not a nice comfy space with sofas and chairs and things like that. So we've still got this soundboard in it we bought a year ago that's not moved. That's gonna go on these walls. We have our picture wall along there with all of our installs on, and lots of other things with some tables, chairs, sofas and stuff down here. But also maybe even a podcast area, because anyone watching this that hasn't seen the Renewables podcast that we started, then there's another YouTube channel called the Renewables Podcast where we do a video every Thursday. It's out every Thursday at 6 o'clock, I think. And that is chatting to installers, customers, manufacturers, regulators in the renewables world. And not only just solar and battery, but air source heat pumps, wind, loads of things. We've got loads of really cool guests lined up. MCS, people like that we're all dealing with, but we don't necessarily get the behind the scenes kind of chat about where things are going, why things are the way they are. And that's what the podcast is designed to do. So there's the podcast plug. So yes, that's in here. There's not really a lot to show you in here. I can't wait. I think we've done 4 or 5 episodes of this now. I cannot wait for the day that I can show you more. So we'll head upstairs and show you a little bit up here. And we'll have a little chat about how things have been going. Come on in, let's turn the lights on. It's warm up here. Have a little sit down. You get yourself comfy, Dan. Yeah, so things have been going well, but everything is much harder fought now. There's a lot more people entering the solar world, which is fine and drives competition, and that is only ever a good thing in the majority. However, what we are seeing now is a lot more, I'm going to call them double glazing sales companies coming in and basically seeing solar and battery as a golden goose. Basically exactly like the feed-in tariff days. So lock yourself in, this is a bit of a rant. Now, I've got nothing against people coming into solar and battery. It's not my industry, I don't own it. Anyone can come in and do it, and like I say, it drives competition. The problem with it is when people aren't doing it correctly, are mis-selling, and basically aren't doing a job that is comparable to other people's jobs, because ultimately that just means that they're doing it cheaper. There's a spiral there's a spiral down in quality and price, and ultimately good companies leave the market because they can't compete, and it all just blows up. Hopefully not literally. Now, what we've done, like I mentioned, is try to diversify our product range, but the one thing that we will not try and jeopardize is the quality of the installs and the quality of the service. We've actually seen it as a bit of a challenge to improve the quality of the service and improve the quality of the installations to basically widen the gap between them that are the ones that don't care about any of that stuff, just care about the bottom line, and us that care about the bottom line, we're a business, but care about the service, the quality, the longevity of the systems, and everything else around it that you would expect every company to care about. Unfortunately, it's not the case. So that is where we're at with that, and we've had some other things as well. So we lost Bill, unfortunately. So Bill had to move down south. So he relocated down south, right to the south coast. So literally could not get further away from us without going to France. So we unfortunately lost Bill, and we haven't replaced him as yet. So if you are an electrician looking for a really good start in renewables, not necessary to have experience, then let us know. We haven't officially put a job title out there because, being honest, things are tightened up, and we didn't want to hire people that we didn't know if we were going to have the amount of work for that we had in the past. Things have turned out a lot better than what I thought, but it's still one of those tricky periods where we're just working things out. But we are very interested to chat to anybody that is interested in a job. So yeah, Dean's still here working hard and running the ship on the installation side of things and still knocking out fantastic installs. And then we're supplemented by some really good partners like Ollie, who used to work for us, and Michael at East Renewables, and some others that we've trained and that will install it as if they were a member of staff, which is, I'm very grateful to those guys for keeping pitching in. Now they've all got their own Oval uniforms that have the Oval Renewables branding on, but also the Oval Renewables logo, but also their logo as well. So we're never trying to deceive a customer to say, oh yeah, they work for us on the books. We have both logos on there because it is a partnership thing, and honesty is a really, really important thing. We've also got the uniforms. We've put some of our principles on there. So things like professionalism, progression, passion, teamwork, collaboration, there's loads. And the idea of that is not only to show it off to the customers to say, look, this is what you're buying when you buy an Oval renewable system, but also to hold everybody to account. And that includes the office staff. All the office staff have got the same, so that when you see your co-worker walking past you and it says teamwork, or it says collaboration, or it says whatever on the back, even though it was a bit of a laugh when everyone saw it, it was one of those things that it's all about the subconscious element of it, where you know that you should be working as a team, you know you should be being professional, you know you should be collaborating, you know you should have passion for your work, and if you don't, then it's probably not the right job for you. It's all about that subconscious, and that's what we've rolled out now. So on quite a lot of our videos going forward, you'll see that on the back of people's tops, and that is really just to keep that mindset of being better than the rest. I'm not trying to be arrogant with that, but I see it more as a goal to be better than the rest, not through just saying it, but trying to prove it through the installations and service. And we don't get it all right. We're trying to roll out so many different processes over the company, and trying to get that mix as well between automation and the personal touch of speaking to someone on the phone. So this year is the year of the process. Like I said on one of the other videos, that is definitely why where we're at, and we've made some fantastic improvements with automatic questionnaires, with scheduled calls, with AI generated calendars, just loads of stuff behind the scenes that customers don't see, but has helped us tick those boxes quicker and quicker. We'll obviously still make mistakes and there's things that go wrong, but we'll always own those mistakes and be totally honest around them. And that's why you should buy an Oval renewable system. I felt like a proper sales pitch did that. It's been really challenging and really good, but it's been, it has been really challenging, to be fair. I've just seen this as well, the eco side of things. We've embraced the PAS 63100 or 631,000, I can't remember, but the PAS document that came out that basically determined where stuff could go, where batteries could go, where inverters could go, and everything else. And that was a bit of a bomb in the industry, ironically, to prevent fires and help properties come up to a better standard with their fire detection, with the positioning of equipment, so that if a fire couldn't reach the battery storage, loads of things. It made it a bit of a headache to install stuff, to be honest, but it is absolutely necessary. And part of that is upgrading the property's fire alarm system to meet LD2 grade D2 standard. I might have got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And so that meant that we've had to diversify as well into fitting smoke alarms and things in people's properties. So we've done the eco training to learn about that, and we're actively doing that now as well, which unfortunately has pushed prices up, and it's hard when other companies aren't doing that, because it maybe adds £500 to a job, which on slim pickings between 5 quotes, £500 can be the difference, but you're getting more for your money. So yeah, it's a headache and a battle. We're having to work a lot harder as a company now to sell what we feel is a better system to customers, because getting a solar PV system is probably one of the biggest investments you're going to make on that property. So no matter what system you buy, it might be a cheap system, might be a more expensive system, it is probably the biggest investment you're going to make on that property, and it needs to stand the test of time. And that is so hard to get over to customers, that yes, our system is £1,000 more expensive, £2,000 more expensive, but the equipment isn't the same, and we want to make sure that that equipment is going to stand the test of time. And if it doesn't, we want to know the warranty procedures there to get it over the line. So yeah, that's a challenge, but we're taking that challenge, and we aren't just going to back out of this industry. It is our industry. We want to be in it for the long term, and yeah, we're looking at other things to diversify into, like air source heat pumps, air conditioning, loads of different things, but that's all in the pipeline. So we're looking for, if you're a plumber watching this, you want to get in touch about collaborating on some of that, then we'd love to hear from you as well. I think that's about it. This has been a real download before my holiday, really, of where we've been over the past 6 months, and yeah, I don't think there's anything else. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll save anything else anyway for the next update. I'll try and get another one out a bit sooner than this one, because it's about 6 months. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this little update. If you've got any questions about the business, or if you are an electrician looking for work, or a plumber that wants to collaborate on some stuff, then drop it in the comments or send us a private message, and we'd be more than happy to have a chat to you. But otherwise, if you enjoyed watching this, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed, then give us a thumbs down and leave a comment, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.